Da 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 da. What's my good cheer? Welcome, everybody. I got the battle gear going on. You know, when I'm wearing the pinks, when I'm wearing the brights, that I am on a mission. And that mission is always to shine, to make a situation that might be difficult a little bit lighter. Sometimes it's just in that tiredness, that amount of energy that we give to our day. And then at the end of the day, we look towards something that will help make us feel a little bit better. That maybe we're kind of dragging our heels a little bit about going home and facing the kids and the husband and the sink full of dishes, right? I have these customers that come into my store. We are a community. I worked hard at building this beautiful little community that none of us knows what we're contributing to each other, right? Because as much as Cindy the human is there just smiling and just trying to put in that customer service, and at the same time keep an eye on the store for those that put the roof over my head. It's in that gratefulness for where I'm at in this moment, right? That allows me to do this, right? If I worked full time, if I worked in one of those high stress office positions, oh my goodness, I could never do that. I'd last like 3 hours and they would fire my butt. But we each have our gifts, right? And I believe that in showing up and in sharing these experiences that I'm having, that I believe that everybody is having, but because they're not looking at it the same way as the person standing next to them, right? That we sometimes don't have those conversations with that person that's standing right next to us, that we don't get that gift of understanding what some things are truly about. And I have to delve deep. Where I'm at right now is not even where I was 6 months ago, 3 months ago, right? And to look back even further, it's really kind of embarrassing in that process. It's a lot of practicing. It's a lot of having realizations and coming out of our shells, right? Because even though I am an extroverted introvert, right? I come from a dynamic family, and our experiences and adventures and relationships in our life built the people that we are. And sometimes we look at it and say, oh, never again. But then you think, oh my goodness, if I hadn't, I wouldn't have these talents that I have now. And if I hadn't, I wouldn't have had that courage or that little bit of bravery to step past what has been dictated to me my entire life and be able to discover something new in my own perspectives. And that's the search for that information that I get to make those choices in my life as to what feels right for me, and right, what feels right for those other parts of me, because it's in that jointness. And all the time, right, we're all beating on each other's jointness, that it just seems a kind of one-sided kind of situation. And I like to help with that a little bit, because it shouldn't be that way. I don't think that was the intent. We are creating the best human beings we possibly can, right? And in all fairness, all parts of us have to show up to the table in that. And because I feel that we're in the next stage of evolution, and if I believe in those other parts of me, that evolution is an experience that Cindy's never gone through before, right? My nieces and nephews, this is all new to the digital age, is completely new and something unexpected, right? And it's going to make a huge impact, and has already, even in just where I am at right now. But I'm not the only experiencer out there, right? Those ones who have learnt their place and learned to be the student unintentionally out of our own hypervigilance. And again, right? The spectator in all of that. And again, in our own hypervigilance, in just staying safe, right? To recognize there wasn't really any need for us to be so focused on that. And that's the world we live in, isn't it? We're all busy, 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 busy in something. And you got to take note of that, right? Why are we being dissuaded, or why are we being preoccupied? Is it because, right, we are going through a transition and we can see that lots of it are just going to go through that transition? Or is it because, well, that's just the way it worked out in those tanglements of our own wires, right? Cindy the human, and those other parts of me, right? So I take responsibility, but I am grateful, right? Grateful to be here, grateful to still be moving forward, grateful still to be smiling, because that's not always the case, right? So I'm just looking at my vitamins here, and I bought a new magnesium to try, the bisglycinate, and yeah, my old one was the calcium magnesium, and it seemed to work out really well. So I pulled this out of the drawer because there's still some in there. And I think I'm going to go back to that one. I've been on this one now, I think, for 2 months. And I'm not feeling the benefits in that. So it's time. We're making little changes, baby steps, right? Sometimes just those little baby things, those small ingredients can make a whole cake, right? So yeah, that's what I'm cracking on, and I'm looking at these opportunities, and I'm looking how things are moving, not just in my own life, but in the life of my sisters and my nieces and nephews, and in my coworkers, in my work situation, in my own household, in that roof that puts over my head, and what I want in moving forward, and in those reaching for those goals. Pretty excited, you guys. I put a little bit of chunk away. And I'm not going to say what it is, because, to some people, that chunk that I put away is just pocket change. And for others, well, that could be milk on the cereal for the next year, right? So it's in that storm that we're in. We're all in the same storm, right? We're all chugging along the best that we can. But some of us are clinging to logs. Some of us are in fishing boats. Some of us were the Coast Guards, and some of us are dancing the night away on a cruise ship. Okay, before we end my live and head off to work, we're going to send some good cheer to that fire truck. I live behind a fire station. I hope they get to their destination. It turns out to be a false alarm, or everything's okay, and they're right back at the station having a nice winter barbecue. I don't know what the temperature is, but I'm geared up and I'm ready to face it. Everybody have a great day. Hannah, hello, dear. Thank you so much. You too. You too. Thank you for popping in to my live, and we'll see each other tomorrow.